Hi, I'm Susannah Fullerton and I'm sitting here in my local bookshop, Berkelow's of Paddington. I'm the president of the Jane Austen Society of Australia, the largest literary society in this country, and I'm a mad keen Jane Austen addict. As you can see from next to me, I've written various books about Jane Austen, my favourite writer, and I've also written a book called Brief Encounters, looking at the famous authors who have visited Australia, showing what they saw and did while they were here, what they thought of Australians and what Australians thought of them. My most recent book is called Jane and I, A Tale of Austen Addiction, explaining just how I came to be so obsessed with the novels of Jane Austen. And it was great fun writing that and examining my own life to see just why Jane Austen had influenced me so much. A classic is said to be a book that has never really finished saying what it has to say, and that's certainly the case with Jane Austen's novels. A great classic is always going to bring you a new message. Every single time you go back and reread it, you'll learn something new about yourself and also, of course, about the world around you. You actually never really reread the same book because you have been changed by reading it. And when you go back for another reading, you'll learn new things, and again, you'll become a very slightly different person. So reading the classics is hugely, hugely important. And my biggest piece of advice to anybody who is keen to be a writer is first of all to follow your passion. Write about what you love, what really interests you, what makes you enthusiastic. But also go back and read great works of literature, because the only way to become a really good writer yourself is to read brilliant writing by other people. So I think it's really vital to visit the classics again and again and again. And that way, as a young writer, an aspiring writer, you're going to learn about good language, good sentence structure, good plots, how people create memorable characters who 200 years later, as is of course the case with Jane Austen, characters people are still believing in, still interested in. These are books that have lasted for a reason, and I think any young writer should read great works of literature in order to learn how to really write well. Jane Austen has certainly shaped both my life and my writing. Through my love of Jane Austen, I've made friends, I've developed a career, I've gone on travels to different places in the world associated with her books. And I think any young writer can find another writer who has an enormous influence on them, who helps to shape them as a person and also, of course, as an author. So my biggest piece of advice to any young writer is to go to a good library, like the library at the Sydney Mechanics School of Arts, and there borrow the classics and take them away and read them and learn from them. And that way I think your own writing will be improved, and you will also, of course, gain enormous joy as a human being through reading these truly wonderful works of literature.